Hey guys, it's your girl Marielle. Welcome back to my channel, Friday Night Light Movie Reviews, where we do reactions and reviews to TV shows, movies, and other digital content. So today, I'm so excited. I'm coming to you guys today with the review and reaction to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, the sequel to Black Panther. So we're going to talk about the things that we like, what we didn't like, where it falls in our stars category, and what I recommend you guys going to see it. So before we jump into any of that, you already know I'm going to ask you to hit that like and subscribe button, share this video, share. And as always, don't forget to hit me up on my other digital platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. As I said in my last video, I am doing a little series on TikTok about actors of today and yesterday, the ones that are still with us and the ones that are no longer with us, and how it affected cinema and how I watch movies. So don't forget to check those out. So let's just get into it. So again, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, director Ryan Coogler. And this is a side note, but can we talk about how Ryan Coogler is out here killing the game? Like, a very authentic director, very self-aware of what he wants and how he wants it to be portrayed on screen. He's amazing. The producers, Kevin Feige and Nate Moore. Cinematography is Autumn Durald. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. We're going to talk about the cinematography later on as we continue to talk about how we feel about this movie, about this Marvel masterpiece, right? Okay, so let's just get down to the plot. The plot of this movie is Queen Ramonda, played by Angela Bassett, as we all know, Shuri M'Baku Okoye, and Nadora Milaje fight to protect their nation from intervening world powers in the wake of King T'Challa's passing, as Wakandians strive to embrace their next chapter and the heroes that they must become and band together. So, you know, and deal with the introduction on the Talakan people. I hope I'm saying it correctly, whether they're going to be allies or enemies. So we also have Nakia coming in with the fight, and as always, our favorite colonizer, according to Shuri's character, Everett Ross, who is always down for whatever. You know, we effing with Mark because Mark effing with us, right? So the cast as it goes is Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri. We have Tanak Hureta. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. If I'm not, I do apologize. He plays Namor. We have Dominique Thorne, who is the introduction to Ironheart. Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda. We have Mabel Kandina, who plays Namora. Winston Duke, who plays M'Baku. Denai, my shorty, Guerra. Lupita Nyong'o, Michaela Cole, and Martin Freeman, who plays Everett Ross. I know that was pretty long. Clearly there's a whole bunch of other characters in here, but these are the ones that stood out to me the most and made the most impact in this movie, in my opinion. So first, the opening scene was met with complete silence. Not only with the opening scene, there was no music playing, nothing, but the theater. Tell me in the comments below, when you guys went to go see this movie, was not the theater completely quiet? Like, everybody was in unison talking about, okay, this is a moment of silence for the late, great Chadwick Boseman. I loved the tribute to Chadwick Boseman. It was beautiful. I'm not gonna, just let me know again in the comments if you caught a couple of the Easter eggs. There's one that stands out to me the most. Hit me up in the comments, meet me there, so we don't have to spoil it for anyone else. You will shed a thug tear through this entire film, from beginning, middle, and end. It is a very emotional, for a few reasons. The tribute to Chadwick Boseman, the introduction to the underwater nation, the Talokan people, just to have representation on the screen for people that look like little girls and little boys, that look like Tanak and look like the woman who plays Namora. It's amazing to see representation on the screen for everyone. Before I do go any further, this is a spoiler-free reaction review. You know how I feel about you guys. I just think this movie has too much in it to spoil it for anybody. So let's just jump in the cinematography done by Autumn. What is her last name? Gerald. I hope I'm saying it right. Bro, hands down. I thought the cinematography in the first one, when we see this wide shot of Wakanda, how beautiful it is, and the force fields, and looking at the different nations, the different people coming together right in that area, I thought that was beautiful. But in the second one, Ryan Coogler with Autumn Gerald, they made this so beautiful. Okay, so most of the scenes, which I did not know until I started digging around, were shot in Puerto Rico. Now, I mean, we could go back and forth on how we think about blah, 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 blah. But with Puerto Rico, with the representation of Haiti, a lot of these scenes were shot in Puerto Rico, which, you know, we can call a Caribbean. And I thought that was so amazing and so full of representation for everyone all around, brown, black, indigenous. I thought it was beautiful. Also, the introduction to Ironheart. Okay, so I didn't know how they was going to break it down, how they was going to break it to us, because we do realize that Marvel is going into their next phase of the MCU, and Ironheart is part of that next phase. She was giving me very much RDJ in Iron Man, that compassion, but a lot of arrogance, until things start to become very real, very present in her face. And she was very much like how Robert Downey Jr., who played Tony Stark, when his responsibility hit him, where in the fields to be responsible and to know it's not just about you. And I like her development in this movie, even though it wasn't pressed upon so much. It's not like she was a constant through this movie, but I'm telling you, her introduction, Dominique Thorne, was amazing. I was there's no question about it. It was just amazing. I also would like to talk about the relationship that was built with Shuri and Ironheart, right? Because they both kind of like fall into the same category as far as being brilliant, having these gifts, and, you know, dealing with loss and everything like that, and trying to find their place in the world. And I thought that was really good. The Underwater Nation, it was beautiful. I mean, at first I thought it was going to kind of resemble the Atlantis, but it's not, guys. It is not. It is so freaking beautiful. And then there's a scene in there with Tanakh Huretha, who plays Namor, who said he brought the sun to his people. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay? This movie was okay. I thought it was very fitting for, again, the next phase. And we're, you know, as we go through this movie, we see, okay, what potential Marvel is trying to show us. Ruth Carter is winning another Oscar. And if she don't, I don't know what's going on, because the costumes for this movie, ridiculous. Especially Queen Ramonda, Angela Bassett's character. I mean, because in the movie, we see how they approach Chadwick Boseman's death. I'm not going to give it all away, but they go from when it happened and then years later, right? So we see the transition of everybody, how everybody felt in that nation in Wakanda with the loss of King T'Challa. But the costumes, Ruth Carter, she's a beast. She is the best. Like, fight me on it. I felt like the story was told great. We were met with two protagonists. We have Namor and Valentina Allegra, who was introduced to us in the Disney Plus series of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We know that she was at the very end, who was played by Louise Dreyfus. I think that's how you say her name. But we were introduced to her character when the second Captain America became Agent One. So, yes. The storyline leading to the second part of the film, I thought it was good. This is where we see the action. This is where we see why things are happening and how are they happening and who has their hands in the pot and who doesn't. I would say I would have liked to seen more of the political side as far as seeing what the plan is. I mean, I guess in our imagination and just being, apparent and aware, all these other nations would love vibranium because of what it could do. It could be fucking weapons of mass destruction and all this other stuff. So, I mean, I know, but I would have liked to see that. But I will say that between the United Nations scenes and the Queen Ramonda were short, but in my opinion, they were very much felt. There's a scene in the United Nations that sets off the second half of this movie. Personally, I liked the fact that it was based a lot on just off the growth of Shuri, Okoye. When it came to their place in the kingdom, we do definitely see a huge shift in responsibility, transformation, and leadership with Shuri and Okoye. Even Nakia and Ironheart and M'Baku, his character, what he did and how it was all presented, it was a beautiful transition. Overall, the movie was action-packed. It had you all in your feels. It had you wanting to jump through the scene and fight and just be like, it gave you all the feels that the MCU normally gives us. It takes us on an emotional roller coaster, and I like that, but that's just me. Ryan Coogler, Kevin Feige, I thought did justice to this film on the way of trying to move past the loss of Chadwick Boseman, of King T'Challa, and moving it in a way where it's still a very, very much representing him and Wakanda and its kingdom and everything like that. I thought they did a really good job. And I also love the development of, again, the relationship with Shuri and M'Baku and Ironheart. Like, the respect level between all of these three characters is great, but the biggest thing that stands out to me, the biggest character transformation, I would say, is Shuri. I mean, she goes through a lot of emotional things, how when she's dealing with grieving, how she's dealing with the traditions on what is supposed to happen, and how this new Black Panther was created and what it stands for. I think it was amazing, her transformation in this film. I thought it was great how, with putting all the focus on Letitia Wright's character Shuri with everybody else. And that includes the introduction to Namor. Like, we find out the story of his people. And yes, it's political, and yes, it was colonized and everything like that. And I know we can't get past that. And I know there's some people that's like, damn, why you always got to do the racism and the politics? But that's just what it is. The government is what it is. The mistreatment of Black, brown, and indigenous people, that is what it is. I like the protagonist in Namor because of the development and the transition that he has, not only to serve his people, but the people who are his right and left hand man. You guys have to go watch this movie. I'm giving Black Panther Wakanda Forever 5 stars because I really, the negatives that I didn't like as far as trying to stay a little bit longer in certain parts, I just don't think it was enough for me to drop it down from a star. Definitely go see this movie. It will have you in all your feels. You will be in an emotional wreck from beginning to end. And don't forget to stay through the end credits. People just be dipping, and I'm telling you, y'all missing it. Please stay through the credits. It is so worth it. It's so amazing with what happens with Shuri and the things that she feels like she's lost, losing her brother the way that she did, and saying, she could have been saved by the orchid, the purple flower. Like, stay through the credits. Okay, guys? This is normally a longer video for me, but I was just so excited and I had so much to say about this movie. So definitely go see it. Hit me up in the comments, even hit me up on my other digital platforms and let me know what you guys thought. So as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content. And as always, be safe, be courageous, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.